For any Frost DKs out there who want to gain an extra Obliterate when recasting Unbreakable armor, listen up. I failed to go over this in my Frost DK guide, so I wanted to clear up how you should be casting Unbreakable armor when you don't plan to empower Rune Weapon immediately after. To employ this technique, you need to meet the following requirements. Unbreakable armor and Blood Tap need to be off cooldown or soon to be off cooldown, and you need to have at least one Death Rune. The general idea behind this technique is to use a Death Rune to cast Unbreakable armor, and then cast Pestilence using the Blood Rune created from casting Unbreakable armor. After that, you'll Blood Tap the cooling down Blood Rune to make it an available Death Rune so that you can cast and Obliterate with 2 Death Runes. I'm now going to show you the variations that you'll see during a boss fight and how to employ this technique in each of the variations. So the first and most common case I'll go over is having 2 Death Runes. This is the most common case, as later on in the fight you're running low on runic power and your Death Runes are often synced. However, there are 2 different variations of this which can cause some issues. So if your Unbreakable armor is already up and ready to cast, you should cast it with your first Death Rune, as that's optimal. And here's a clip of me doing that on a target dummy. If your Unbreakable armor is a few seconds from being off cooldown, you should cast Pestilence first and then Unbreakable armor. However, if you do this, you need to ensure that the second time you cast Pestilence, it's using your Blood Rune, or else this technique will not work. The second case I'll go over is when you have a Blood Rune and a Death Rune. In this case, you'll also need to make sure your second cast of Pestilence is using the Blood Rune, or else this technique will not work. The final case I'll go over is when you have a Death Rune and a Blood Rune. And here are a couple clips from Ulduar where I do it on a boss fight instead of a target dummy.
Interrupt 3. Interrupt 1.
The black blood of your sour courses
Interrupt
through
2.
me. I am unstoppable.
Interrupt 3. Interrupt 1.
Thanks guys for watching, and I hope you learned some more about Frost DK. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Drop a like on the video and subscribe for more Frost DK content in the future. Also catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/fillet1, where I stream all types of content. Peace.